Joining me now live is non-resident senior fellow at the US Studies Centre, Stephen Loosley. Stephen, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. How would you rate Caroline Kennedy's performance at this hearing?
Oh, I thought it was fine. I mean, look, the most important element in this discussion is to actually have a new American ambassador in Canberra. We've been fortunate over the years in the quality of a number of people, both sides of the aisle, that the American president has sent. But for a time there, when Harry Harris was not sent to Canberra, rather was sent to Seoul, we went for quite a long time without an ambassador. And given the significance of the ambassadorial role, given that American ambassadors in their system represent the president, not necessarily the government or the Congress, the circumstances are that to have someone in Canberra who can be in direct contact with the White House on issues is very important. So I'm pleased to see that the Senate Foreign Relations Committee has got this process moving forward.
Ms Kennedy struggled to answer some of the basic questions about the Australian alliance and the latest defence deal that China made with the Solomon Islands. Should we be concerned at this point that she wasn't across these details?
No, because her track record is very impressive. She was Barack Obama's ambassador to Tokyo, where she acquitted herself very well indeed. Her political judgment is outstanding, as reflected in the fact that very early on she supported the then Senator Obama for the Democratic nomination for president, just as she supported Vice President Biden for the nomination last time. So she has that Kennedy touch in terms of making political assessments. Danica, the most important qualification for an American ambassador to Australia has not changed since Sir Robert Menzies, speaking to Lyndon Johnson, said there was only one real qualification. That was the ambassador had to be able to pick up the phone and speak to the president. And LBJ took that to heart, which is why he sent Ed Clark to Canberra in the middle 60s. Now, in the circumstances of Ambassador-designate Kennedy being confirmed by the Senate sent to Australia, we'll be in that happy circumstance where the American ambassador can talk to the president. There is no substitute for that.
You mentioned her qualifications, and I guess some people watching this might not know much about her other than, of course, the famous surname. So I guess who is Caroline Kennedy?
Well, she is a very effective operator in the American system. She has considerable skills beyond politics, however, writing skills, for example. The Kennedy name retains magic in American politics, however, and that's a reality. And it was Jacqueline Kennedy's interview with Teddy White for Life, where she described John F. Kennedy's fondness for the soundtrack of Camelot that created part of the myth. And Caroline Kennedy has inherited that. But look, it's fine not to be able to speak definitively about AUKUS at the moment. Nobody can, because it's in its infancy. The United States does not have an embassy yet in Honiara, but it will have in the not too distant future. So just saying further study is required is fine. What happened in Japan was that Ambassador Kennedy got on top of the brief very, very carefully. She's got a forensic mind, another one of her qualities, and she served both the United States and the Japanese in that relationship well. The same thing will happen in Canberra. The American system is so polarised, and we just saw that with Senator Cruz's remarks, in that having this confirmation process move fairly rapidly and hopefully see a Senate vote that sends Ms Kennedy to Canberra is going to be very important to both countries, and I think that's really what we should be watching.
Stephen Loosley, we have to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
A pleasure, Danica.